Hello, hello, hello. It's Miss Heather. There I am. Dun, dun, dun. How is everybody today? Tap, 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 and done. Goodbye. Done with you. Need you. So many gadgets. Ooh. Ooh. Live, where are you? Here you are. Make sure I have my volume off. Yes, I do. I make sure I had it off on this one this time. I'm so good. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Janet. Isn't that cool? She actually came with that. She bought, we'll talk about it. She had bought one of my other wreaths a couple of months ago, a heart wreath, and she wanted to do the same thing, putting it on her walker. Let me show you. Hey, Teresa. So, okay, I always forget this, but I'm Carolynne from NonnasNuttykrafts, and this is the Nut House. All right, let me cover this up so that I don't get any stuff on it. So, let me explain about the walker thing. Hey, Diana. So, the lady Jan, who I've been making wreaths for, it's actually since August. This August will be a year. She wanted one wreath a year for me to make her. And next month is the last wreath. And I was like, So I get to visit her every month, you know, when I deliver the wreath and stuff. And we sit and we chat about different things. And we've talked on the phone and stuff as well. Love your friend in the wreath. Oh, thank you. Hey, Vicky. And so she wanted to put the heart one on. And when I went to see her the last time, she wasn't available. You know, I think she was in therapy. So I kind of left her extra ribbon and all. And she called me and said it's not working because the wreath was too small for that bigger space. So this one was bigger. And we talked last night. And she said, do you think this would work? And I said, let's try it. And so I bought extra ribbon and I hooked it up. And I said, hey, it covers the whole front. It's nice. She had this big, like, red, white, and blue, kind of like a burlappy bow on there that was kind of sad looking because there was no wire in it. It was just like stiff, but it was drooping, you know, and it just looked like, you know. So anyway, so I put it on, and as soon as I did it, a new resident of the senior living place came over, and she was like, oh my God. She was, this is so great. And she's like, oh, this is the lady who makes it. And she starts going into everything, you know, about my wreaths. So, which was really nice. Hey, Janet. Hey, Sharon. So it was really nice, and that's why I took the picture. I asked her, and that's her sitting there. She had a stroke. She's had, survived breast cancer. 3 years ago, I think it is, she had a stroke, which left her basically her right side not being able to use it. And she's actually, a couple of months ago, she posted a video of her actually starting to walk, you know, I say by herself, but, you know, and that was the first time. And when we talked last night, we were actually talking about it, and the therapist, she goes, I want to find that therapist that first told me when they very first came in to see me that he couldn't do anything. And I said, you know, never believe, just never say never, and always just keep trying, you know. So I'm just happy for her, but I'm sad. But we're going to be making she keeps a little Christmas tree, so I'm going to be doing some bow toppers for her. So, let me move this out of the way. I have to apologize. If my daughter pops on, Catherine, I have to apologize to her. She gave me this for Mother's Day, and because of our stack of stuff, because, you know, my remodeling, it's like the movie Money Pit and Bless Me. Was it Bless Me, that show that's on? Kind of the same thing. That's what my house is like. Hey, Janice. So she had made this for me for Mother's Day, and I've had it in the bags, and I've had it, you know, sitting off the side there so it doesn't get broke because it's glass. And I'm going to hold it up against this so maybe you guys can see this. This is what they call a document frame, so you can put the paper in between them. So let me turn it around. Oh, I could have done it the other way. So let me see. Whoops. Whoops. It's sliding. Hey, Tammy. Tammy, that would be another story. I was saying, what remodeling? Okay, so let me wait to see how this comes up. Who comes up first? Okay, so you see the word mother going down. It's in purple, which is my favorite colors. And it says amazing, loving, strong, happy, selfless, and creative. And she made this for me for Mother's Day. And I've had it, like I said, sitting over here because when my room is done, I want to put it up in my room. And so that I can't put it down here. Oh, thank you, Janet. She's really creative, my daughter. Both my daughters are. They do all kinds of things like me. I taught them well. So let me put this over here so I don't break this. God help me if I do. I have it off to the side. And Mickey Wreath has started. I'm still waiting for the ribbon to come in, some of the ribbon, but I spray painted it a red, and it's not a bright red, it's kind of a soft red, because the Mickey ears are going to cover in the bow, and then it's going to be all sunflower. So that will be in alive when I get the ribbon, which hasn't come in yet, which is, you know, that old thing, frustrating. So this is what we're making. Now, this is why I wasn't able to do this last night. The rail and this board were separate. So I glued this with wood glue, not hot glue. And thank you, Tammy. She does good work. The glue, I could still see, like, you know, out the sides a little bit, that it was still not quite dry. And I didn't want to mess with it just to keep the chance, even though I stapled it. I did put 4 staples in here as well. I didn't want to take a chance that something would shift or anything like that and then dry in the wrong way. So that's why I didn't do this last night. But this is what we're going to do tonight. And it's a rail. My first time doing a rail. So be patient with me, guys. That is the wreath that I painted. Oh, wait. Okay, let me show you this. It says, I still believe in amazing grace. Look, I'm reading off the thing. So that's the power in the blood, that he walks with me, that he talks with me, that because he lives, I can face tomorrow, all because of the old rugged cross. So I had bought the sign with the rail to put the rail on, and I decided, I know I showed you the sign a little while ago, but hadn't put it together. This wreath here, somebody was asking, I don't know who was that, Janet. So instead of being like a grapevine wreath, so like this one we did the other day on the live, if you guys can see, the grapevines are really thick vines. This is a lot thinner on the vines, okay? I don't know, the branches, whatever you want to call it, okay? Which is what this one is made out of as well. But this is actually I'm going to call it a wreath casing. It's heavy wire, and it has braces going across every so often, just like a regular wire frame would be. But the wreath is actually laid into it, and then it has these extra wires going around to kind of hold it in. So that's how that's made. So there's one bar here, and it has the 2 supporting bars on the side. And I've never paid attention to, I don't know where I got that wreath. Jeez. I don't know if somebody gave it to me or what. I can't remember. I didn't buy it. I think somebody gave me that. I know somebody gave me that. Who? I don't remember. You know, senior moments, you know. Yeah, I haven't seen one either. I don't know if it's Willow Fines. I'm not, hey, girls, you know me with my fiscus or fisca, whatever they call them leaves. I can't even remember that. You want me to remember that? I got grapevine and I got work frames and pine frames. But you get out of that, out of my realm. But, this came from, I bought the sign, Christina's Creation. She was doing an auction like kind of thing, a live auction to buy things. I would check Craft Outlet, because I know she gets a lot of things from Craft Outlet. So check there. Hey Emma, how are you? Hey Peggy. So check there, Cindy, and see. But on the back of it, I don't think, no, it just had one of those stickers made in you know where, so kind of thing. So, all right. So with this, it's black, white, and brown. So I decided, I have some leaves here. I have some other ones down here. I chose to do this, and I thought I cut this off, but I guess I didn't. Ooh, wrong scissors. I'm doing fine, my friend. So this is green. I also have it in brown, and I debated about doing it in brown with like a jute with the snowballs on it. But then I wanted, this I could probably bring in any other color with it. I could bring in a red, a green, you know, purple, whatever. But I'm choosing to bring in the green. And this has on it, it has the magnolia leaves, it has the cotton balls. And this has different sayings like Southern family. And the phrase I always use is Lord have mercy. I always use that phrase. So it has different wording on it, you know, cute as a button, fixin' magnolia, bless your heart, sweet tea. So it's, you know, and I decided to do the cotton because I didn't have any magnolias. Hey Marianne, hey Lillian. Oh, I got you. Hi Faye. Just trying to make sure I get all the comments. So I chose to bring in the green. And then I have some green leaves. I have the cotton balls that we can use. And like I said, I have other leaves down there. I've never made one of these before, so you really be patient. You could do this in ruffles. You can do this in poofs. So tonight we're going to do the poof method. And we're going to see how that works. I know. Listen, y'all, see, I'm from New York, and it was always everybody. And then we went to Louisiana, and everything was y'all, y'all, y'all. And my husband kept saying, no, it's everybody. I said, well, y'all. It's everybody, y'all. So, but the Lord have mercy one, when I saw this, and I just had to have it for that, for me personally, was when I had my knee surgery, and my leg wouldn't go straight because I had the wrong therapist, so they tried to force it. And every time they were doing it, before they would start, I would lay down on the thing, and I would say, Lord have mercy, stick a towel on my mouth, cover my face with the towel, and I'd be crying and screaming into the towel at the same time. So that's always been my little saying, Lord have mercy. You know, even with the kids, I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy. So that's that. So let's get going. We're going to do the poof method on this. I'm going to move these out of the way for now. I do have my glue pot and, what do you call it, glue gun over there, so I can move that over later. And we're going to wing this. Alright, so I have my pipe cleaners. I chose this because the green pipe cleaners are kind of like a Christmas green. I didn't have any dark like hunter green. So I chose this because it kind of matches the brown on here. Lost sound. Oh, sorry, Peggy. So, in doing this, depending how many rows you have, now this had 3 rows. This was a bigger row because that's the size that had to be, that's the side that had to be attached to the frame. So I have these 2. So I'm going to take my pipe cleaner and I'm going to thread it through. Excuse me. And incorporate both of those. Because if I do it on the bottom or I do it on the top, then it's, the mesh is going to go one way or the other. So I do want to make sure I get one, you know, poof started at the end here. So I'm just going to twist tie this like a halfway around. And I definitely want one on here. Now there's different ways you can do this. This is 12 inches wide here. So some boards may be longer, so you just have to kind of figure out what you want to do. I know. Yeah, the hunter green, I had it, and I'm trying to think of where I bought, because I think I have like one left. Yeah, I literally have one, like, well, it's not really a hunter green, but it's still darker. These are all the ones you find now, these light green colors. And I had this darker one, but it's still, it's like a moss green, so that's why I figured the brown would be better. Alright, so in doing this, I'm thinking we can do 5 poofs. So this is 12 inches. So I can sit here, and just to give you an idea, it's 12 inches wide, and it's about, going from here to here, it's about 18 and a half, inches long. But once we put the poofs on and the bow and all, it's going to make it longer. So what you can do, you can take your sign and you can divide it in half. What's half of 15? Doesn't matter. I'm just going to kind of wing it like this. And that's just to kind of give me a thing. And make sure your tie is in the middle of the rail. Don't let it go to one side or the other, because then your poof is going to go that way. And I almost did this in ruffles. I was close. Looking for the ribbon in the hunter green. The closest I've gotten is this moss green stuff. That's the closest I've ever found. I've never found a really true hunter green. So it's one of those colors that keeps hiding on us. Let me move this one over a little bit. There we go. So we're going to try this. So I'm not sure how big the poofs are going to be. I know, 7.5. But I can't... Let's see how close I was. Was I at 7.5? No. Wait, if this is 12... Oh, wait, I said 14. It's 12 inches, so half is 6 inches. So I have it at 6 inches. So you could do these each, since we're doing 5. So I got it... Oh, I did good. I did it at 3 inches. So 3 inches each. I just kind of look at it and go that way. So... But if you want to be technical, yes, you can measure it. I know, I'm a dork. I don't know where I got 15 from. Whatever. Oh, crazy. All right. Oops, this one's off to the side here. Gotta move you. And I'm trying to keep the pipe cleaners as even as I can. See, I'll get that one at 3 inches. Push you all the way over. Yep, 3 inches. Move you here. 1, 2, 3. Yep. We're good to go. We're good to go. Hallelujah. All right. So what I did with my mesh, I went ahead and I cut it kind of straight. Now, not like a regular wreath where I normally will use a zip tie. I'm going to fold this on there, and at the end I'm going to fold it under as well. So that's why I kind of wanted to start more with the straight edge and some jiggity jaggedy do. So I'm just going to fold this down some. And this is going to kind of be like my first poof. So we're going to see, you ladies, how this is going to work. Because I want to do kind of the same thing on the other end. Oh, how much does that be? That beeth about a 6-inch poof. See how that works. We can always change it. Oh. Get in here, poof. Lay yourself down here. So, hey, you guys, you can share this page. I can say those funky words. Just don't type the word share down below. You can say bless, whatever. So share this. My first time doing this. I like to have people come in and laugh at me. So this is our first poof. Okay. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Make it a little tighter. And if it's your first time watching, make sure you type the word live, alert, whatever, down below. And Rosie will send you a message. So let's go. Let's see how big we want to make these poofs. Now this is 10 inches. So let's try 8 inches. Let's see how that works. Now mind you, on something new, when I'm trying something new, I try to research it. And I looked at some YouTube things, and I was like, they didn't, most of them were doing it in with, see, I'm going to make this smaller. That's just too much for me. That's too much poof. Poof on the loose. So let's make that a little smaller. And that's going to be, yeah, it's about 5 inches, give or take. Just make sure you get it all gathered on the bottom side so it doesn't come out, because that would be embarrassing. Alright, so let's put this back in here. Yeah, I think that's better. Now, I've seen some rails that are a lot bigger, so bigger poof may work. But for me, it didn't work. And then you can do these where, oops, push it all the way to the side, get back there. Like I said, you can do these in, you can do whatever you want. You want to do it all in curls, do it all in curls. Oops. How is Joey, and did she get, yes, I went to go visit her, well, I say this month, last month, May, and went down there for Basket Bingo, and I did the live where I refurbished her wreath. She was busy typing up the program and all for the next day for the bingo, so she couldn't come on, and then the next night she was so tired. She fell asleep on the couch when we were supposed to do the live, so I did the live where I made the bows sitting on the bed. So, you didn't get to see her. Hey Tanya, how are you? I know where you got that sign. Did it come from, I told everybody I got it from Christina when I bought it on her live, but did it come from Craft Outlet? Because that would help if anybody wants it. I'm not wild about plain curls. I like the woodland lump. Yeah, you can do whatever. Do the woodland lump, do curls, you can do curl and loops. It's whatever. I did make these at 10 inches just to let you know. I was going to do 8, and then I changed it to 10. So we're going to see how this goes, y'all. I don't know why I'm poofing it out now, because I always do that at the end. I missed it. Gonna have to go watch. Oh yeah, it was funny. I did some fall bows, and I was showing different sizes, different ways you can mix in, 2 inch and 1.5 inch, or do a whole 1.5 inch bow and stuff. But I am going to do a little video with you guys. Hold on, I gotta think, because I gotta get these to be the same now. So let me cut. Let me cut. This is me thinking. How big do I need to make this? Since we're playing it by ear. I've never done this where I've had a whole project where I'm on a whole project that I'm going, Alright, so last poof gets cuffed under. I think I said I made it 5 inches. So let's see. Come here. So that's about 5 inches there. It's going to drive me nuts, because I'm not used to curling. At the end, I like my zip ties, guys. Sorry. I like my zip ties. Come here. That's what I need to do. There we go. 5 inches, guys. Get the pipe cleaner out of the way. Just gather this, and I'm just going to go one side to make sure I get the bottom, because I can't see through the poo. And that's why I also wanted to cut it straight than just cutting it off like a crazy woman. Okay, let's get you in the hole and see if I got this right. I don't think I do. Make it shorter this way. Hold on, y'all. This is really going to drive me bonkers. So bear with, bear with. I know what I did. This one goes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is on the end. That's what I did. So look, let's see if we can do this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this needs to get tucked. And I am going to make this one smaller. Let me show you why. Look how poofy that is on this side. So I'm going to cut this down a little bit and make it smaller. So it'll be a small little one on the end because I'll have 4 in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll have my 5 that I want still. See? We go with the flow. It's just hard when it's all crunched up here and you're working so close to the pipe cleaner, at least for me. Y'all might be more experty at this. Yes, I am. Oh, I'm not going to the convention. I'm going to the Wreath Makers Live. I couldn't do both. I had to make a decision. And my decision went with that. Sorry. Are you going to the convention? Let me switch that. There we go. Yeah, I like that much better. Just a little one. Because we're going to be putting stuff on this. And I don't want it to be so, oh, you can't read it. Oh, it has been hectic. I'm sorry. My son had a second surgery in Maryland. Innocent can't. Whoa. Something they had to take out the advanced cancer part of his kidney out. But no sign of cancer. Thank God it's serious. We'll be waiting to call this week. Oh my gosh, Tammy. That's horrible to hear that news. I'm so sorry. Oops, let me take this out. It's, you know, there's so much sadness going on lately. And, you know, between Dan and sister, but although she's doing better, you know, Joey, that Scott's doing, Emily Garcia is, you know, asking for donations. Her father's had, what was it, 2 knee surgeries and a hip, or both hips, I can't remember, all in 6 months. And the medical bills for that, but he needs a special shower to come in and out of. So, you know, bless your heart. Hang in there, woman. That's all I can say. Just hang in there. All right, let's see if I got this right now. I gotta get my poof right. Gotta get my 10-inch poof. And then the rest is history. Let me pull this in. So I like experimenting. I like trying something new. Oh, there's something I want to do new with you guys, but I have to get all the product. And I have to ask my daughter to grab some. It's really kind of cool. Something I've never worked with before, ever. And well, I shouldn't say I'm sure y'all haven't. I'm sure you've seen what I will be. Yes, everybody send prayers. Oh, another person I'm going to ask you guys to send prayers to, and you can do it on the live here because I'm sure she will see it, is Sally Messenger. She's been a really nice supporter of me. She has been watching me since September of last year, and her husband had a stroke on Friday? What's today? Monday? Saturday night? And bless his heart, you know, they got him to the hospital quick enough, and, you know, his recovery is doing very well, but it's hard for anybody when anybody's sick. But if you guys could just say, you know, prayer, hey, Barb, you know, just send it on here, and, you know, I'll let her know you guys said hey. that you guys wish her, because she comes on a lot of people's lives, and the ones when she's on a mine, she's always very supportive and very kind of what she says, you know, and we tease each other. And she was a person that, Barb, we're talking about Sally, that she became getting into the wreath business now. So, and she's just a sweet woman, just a sweet woman. So if you guys just bless the page from her, that would be great. All right, so let's pull these little suckers out. I'm cuffing in the edges because, you know, that's just me. But I want to pull them out. Thanks, Vicky. Oops, where's the other one? Stuck together. All right, so simple so far. Being the first, I feel like I'm making a wreath for the first time because it's something new that I've never done before. So it's cool to try something new. All right, so that's what it's going to look like on the bottom. And that's what it looks like from behind. So it's nice. You know, it's nice and clean. Oh, amen. I know that was tacky to say. All right, so let me take this out of here because I'm not going to use it, and if bring it over the jute pot and stuff and that later. Hey, this is that collapsible mesh roller, y'all. Hello, look at how easy that is. Oh, my glasses are going to fall down my head. I'm just going to set it over here out of my way. Put it down here. So, whew, where have I been? Thanks, Tammy. Thanks, Debbie. Oh, did he really do okay? Oh, how funny. Well, you know, it's like the way it was cut, like to put it on, I just like the saying for it. You know, everybody knows the song Amazing Grace, you know, and you can make it whatever you want it to stand to be, the reason that you're making it. But I just thought it was nice. And I'm going to keep this on here. And what I'm going to do is put just a little bow up here of the one ribbon so that will slide. So when they hang it up on the wall, the bow will be here so it can kind of hide the nail or whatever they're hanging it up on it. So it's tail time. Now, here's the thought process. What do I do with my gizmos? So, I'm thinking this. Oops, there go my cotton balls. What's my iPad? I'm going to put a bow here and some tails. And these, instead of putting them like in the tails, I'm going to kind of put it like maybe with some leaves like a 45-degree angle. So I think I put the wrong size in my Etsy shop. I do have this listed in the Etsy shop. The size is probably going to be bigger than what I did because I put something in there because I wasn't sure how this was going to pan out. But in the bow here with maybe some leaves. So the idea would be three-dimensional more than just across. So that's the game plan. Yeah. Oh, well, Janet, this is a first for me. So 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to make 4 tails worth first. And then we'll see the 5th since the bow's going to be here. I don't know how it's going to play off with the tails yet, being seen or not seen. That is the question. And then I'll get to me perfect tails. What's that? So I'm definitely not going to do 14-inch. So put those babies back there. I don't know. Let's kind of see. Before I cut it, let's see what 12-inch and let's see what 13-inch look like. Because this is small, I still want it to be seen. I don't want the tails to sink in. I'm thinking 13. Yeah, 13. 13 it is. So we're going to make 4 tails. See, I didn't even pre-cut this with y'all. Oh, that's my dog again. Oh, so, okay. So let me tell you this. We have new neighbors. Well, not really new. They've been here since the summer. And they evidently have a roommate living in their basement, so to speak. Or they're renting it out. And how many did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the way they have 2 cars, because I guess their oldest has a car. I don't know who drives one. And so they park them back to back along the curb, which is fine. Well, they park it so close to the edge of our driveway, we have to put our garbage cans on that side because the other side has our mailbox. You can't put it there. Hey, Kim, how are you? And so the girl was getting out in the car. I left. You know, she was going to, you know, do whatever. And it wasn't our garbage can and recycle bin. I don't know whose it was. I think it was the people next door to us here. She literally moved the garbage can, put it in the center of my driveway, in the street, and the thing. So when I came back home, I couldn't go up my driveway. And I'm like, seriously? So now I got to go knock on their door and say, listen, it's cool you guys want to park there. I don't care. But maybe park one of the cars across the street. That might be a better idea. Oh, some people. And I just chose this one to do. Oh, look, my wire is coming out. Let's push you back in there. Go back in the box. Sally! Oh, girlfriend. Hope you're doing so much better. Sally, we talked about you earlier. So you're going to see all these little prayers and all above. And that was for you, your husband. So we wanted to wish you well. So I asked everybody to wish you well. Or your husband well, I should say. Well, you too. All right. Let me cut my little dovetails on this. Hey, you guys, hit that little thumbs up there. We're going to blow Facebook out the water here. I'm just having fun with Facebook because come July, you know, that's a pretty dancing dude and the messing move is someone else's stuff. What? Wait, what did you say, Tanya? I missed that. That's a pretty dancing dude and ballsy to move someone else's stuff. Oh, sorry. Yeah, very, very, very ballsy. Oh, look at you guys. Listen, I'm always the goody two-shoes on everything. And I thought, you know, as much as Facebook's been playing around with us, let's just have some fun with them. That's my motto. Let's just have fun. We're in the nut house. We can do whatever we want. And we don't have to be responsible. No, we can't. We're going to do it within realms. You know, I'm going to get kicked off. All right. So, let's see. What do I want to do with this? I have 2 choices, y'all. I could do a plaid. Or I could do polka dots. Let's do polka dots. I think the plaid we'll use in the ribbon. In the bow, that is. It is a ribbon. I'll use it in the bow. Good golly, Miss Molly tonight. I think my brain is fried. Oh, so, who is it? Tammy that asked me about my... Oops, I got my other tails. I know, I'm laughing too. I'm laughing too. Watch me get kicked off Facebook. So, let's go. Oh, I'm missing all these comments. Whoa, go down, go down, go down. Why are they... Oh, it goes all the way up to there. Ah. Facebook is doing... That's okay, Tammy. Facebook is doing some changes on some rules and regulations. And okay, look at that. Must have been left over from something else. All right, that's okay. We'll use it anyway. Cut it right there. And we have 2 right there. They're doing some changes on do's and don'ts, no-nos, you know, and stuff. And but it's all supposed to take some time of July of this year. So, until it's official and everything, you know, it's like, you know, I think everybody's kind of testing the waters with some things. And we're just seeing how it's going to pan out. I guess the word is on our end. They're just making, you know, they're in so much hot water, you know, from all the things probably that happened that they have to make some changes. Oh, good. Keeps us on its toes. You know me, Miss Tech Savvy. But I'm learning. And I think it's once you get to know the programs, it makes it easier. So then you understand the basics behind it, and then as it goes, you know, you can go with the flow and the changes. Look, I can get the pin even in there. Alrighty. So, here we go. Alright, let's cut these babies, and we'll get these all in here and see what we have to do next. Dun dun dun. So if you're new on my page, go ahead and type the word alert down below, and Rosie, my robot, will send you a personal message in your messenger. Respond back to her with the word alert or live, and then you'll get messages every time I go live. I know, Tammy, Barb does not pay attention. You know, Barb, get with the program. Alright, so I'm folding these in half, pinching it. You can fold it either way, this way, back like this, or the other way. It doesn't matter. Whatever floats your boat. I'm putting the words on top because I don't want the polka dots. The whole thing is about the Southern charm. The Southern charm. God, I'm going to Louisiana. I've got to get some Southern charm. So I'm going to bend these down a little bit because I'm not sure how I want these to go yet. If I should bend them down, well, I can bend them regularly. We'll see. We're playing with this. We're playing. We'll see if we like opposites or if we like it just down. If I do it down, I'm going to have a hole. So I think I'm going to do opposites. Do you know what I mean? Like the space, like the loops. That makes sense. And I'm going to make sure all my words go the same way, which is this way. Because I don't want to have them half going one way and half going another way. But I will have a tendency to do that. Oh, why would you be felting? That's weird. Yes, they are. These are the same color. They're both the same mossy, greeny color. Now, where did I get them? This, oh, I got them from both the same place. Both of these tails, the tails came from Wreaths by Mary, or Mary Rodriguez is her name too. That's where I got them. And I had another one of these, but she was out of stock when I ordered, so I don't know if she got it in or not. I didn't pay attention now. I have a lot of flowers. Yeah, that's looking cute. It's so different for me to do. It's different. All right. So down we go. Put it in the hole. It just seems so weird because it's going straight across and going in a circle, you know? So it's just different. It's weird. It's weird. I'm weird, you know, whatever. But it does fill it up. Look at that. I do like the shade of green. And I think it goes well still with the sign. So if you guys notice the picture I put in there, it says from Georgia when I put my picture on Facebook. I used to live in Georgia. Twice, actually. We lived and in a year another. So 3.5 years we lived there. Because my husband, you get all over the place. Whoops. See? I knew I was going to do that. I did this one backwards. And I caught myself from doing this one backwards. Oh. Find a Tammy. Okay. I gotta catch up. I'm gonna keep up with the comments because otherwise I get lost in the stories that are being told. Alright. So there we go. So I gotta change this one because I put it in backwards. Just do that and we'll be okay, y'all. And I'll get to say, Lord have mercy, what was I thinking? Thanks, Cindy. It's a pretty green. I call it mossy green. I don't know if that's the true color that they call it. You know, these things don't ever tell you what color they are on them. Just gives you numbers and where it's from. Or what it's made out of. That's the only thing I hate, because if you want to reorder something, and you know, it makes it hard. Alright, so let me fix that. Let me fix that. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're getting it. My ribbon. Now, I'm not the push ties. I'm not sure if I'm going to put anything in there. I'm probably not, because I think that's enough. I don't think I'm going to put anything in here. Any, look at it. It goes like that because I'm pushing it down. What do you call it? Deco tubing. So here's another little trick that I learned. And, you know, usually you can take it off, and I don't know how good you're going to see this. I'm going to part this like this. So let me know if you can see this good. Because if not, I can move you guys closer. Well, hi, Jacob. How are you? Are you there with your mom? Hi. That's the sign. Yeah, Sally, the ribbon has all these southern sayings like sweet pea. It has a magnolia or cotton balls on it, kind of stuff. So let me move you guys in closer, because we're going to do the bow, and I'm going to pick up my cotton balls anyway. And the cotton balls, so this way it might be easier for you guys to see. You're not going to see me, which I know you guys are going to be so depressed about. Hopefully that'll work for you guys. Okay. Oops, almost knocked the flowers off. Okay, so this is something I just learned. Again, do it however you want. It doesn't matter. I'm going to really part these so I can put it down. So you can twist tie this, right? Instead of curling it and pushing it down, oops, wires are upside down. I'm going to take it, cut off that little bitty stuff, and you can take it and tuck it. Now, some of you may have known this already. I did not. And you can kind of tuck it behind your ribbon. So it's not coming out on the other side, and you tuck it down, and then see, it just looks like it's tied around. Does that make sense? Can you guys see that? Let me see if you guys can see that. So see, it's just tucked around behind the ribbon. So you don't have to worry about anything sticking or poking out on anybody. And it kind of gives it a cleaner finish. Now where's my next one? Let's part the ribbon. So here we go. We're going to twist tie it again. And however long you want to make it, that's up to you. You want to make it long enough so you can tuck it behind the ribbon. All right, and just take it, bend it, take your ribbons, and tuck it behind there. And it just gives it a more finishing look. Oops, I'm doing this upside down, so I want to change my ribbons. There we go. So let's part the C's. Can you guys see that okay? My mat is shifting. Hold on. Thank you, Sally. All right, I might have missed some comments. Nope, I got oh, I got an itch on my leg. All right, so this is the one here. We're going to do it again. Tuck it, or tuck it, cut it, and then just tuck it under. You see, I'm just taking the ribbon and tucking it right underneath the ribbon. And then fix your ribbon once you got it tucked. So let me turn this around my way, because I'm doing this upside down and backwards. Let me tuck that one better underneath that ribbon. There we go. Much better. Because I'm squishing everybody. So let's do the last one here. Same thing again. Hey Kathy, how are you? All right. Again, cut it. And me, I be the anal one that it has to be tucked underneath the same ribbon. So I'm just going to pick the ribbon up. You bend it and you tuck it underneath. That's all it is. So you get a nice clean finish. So I thought that was pretty cool. Something new. All right. So the next thing I want to do is make the bow, because the bow's going to sit over here. And I'm not sure, again, how this is going to work with the bow, if I have to make those tails or not for here. All right, so let's put this baby away. Where am I going to put that? Put you down there. All right. Now I debated about doing a Lisa bow or a Terry kind of bow on this. I'm trying to get my rubber handle back in there, because I was debating if I wanted tails hanging down on this. And I'm still debating. Let me get the easy bow maker. Got knocked to the curb. I'm back. Gosh, Tammy, you and Sally always gets knocked to the curb too. Now you know the sign is black and white. So of course I have my magnolia. I have this. I have this. I brought some black. This is a sheer green. Oops. And this is like a canvas green. So I'm going to use one or the other. This is not going to be a terribly big bow with a lot of stuff on it. Just because. All right, so we used the polka dots. So let's take that out because we already used that. I kind of want to use the black to bring in some of the black. Now I thought for the little ribbon, oh here, I was going to say I thought I had a black one. I could do something like that. Just to bring in some of the black. I have the black here. I thought it either as a base or take that out and do something like this. But I didn't know if the black would be so harsh. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a rabbit by the toe. I think I'm gonna do... I think this just kind of blends in too much with this. Whoops, come back. This. Put check on bottom. Whoop. You need black. I got the black. This is a sheer one, so it's not like a heavy black. It's sheer, which is the same as this green one. And, whoops, let me take the pins out. And this one, it's not a canvas, it's a satin one too, so it's light. It's not really see-through because you have the white in there, but I thought just to bring in some of the black that way. This combo, okay, combo it is. But I didn't want to leave the black and white on top because I thought that might be like, oh, in your face too much. I'll just stick it that way. Go that way. We'll see how this goes because this is Dollar Tree ribbon and sometimes it's okay to use in the middle, but sometimes in the end it's not, you know, it may not stay. Oh, that's pretty though. See, it has little speckles in it. Can you guys see that? Like, not speckle. Yeah, I guess speckles. I don't know what the word would be. So... Alright, so let me cut the end of this off because I've never used this ribbon. It was just opened. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And do I want to do a Lisa bow or a Terry bow? You guys pick. Lisa bow or Terry bow? Ah, thank you for all the hearts. Oh, no mad faces. No mad faces. So what do you guys think? A Terry bow? Terry bow has the tails and Lisa bow does not. Lisa, Lisa it is, Cindy. So I'm going to switch. I like using my, I don't know, I'm so used to my bow dabber. Although I can do a Lisa on that, but I'd rather use my bow dabber. You know when you get so used to something? Where's my chair? That would be funny if I sit down on my chair and, there's no chair. Okay, so we're going to make this. This is me. This is old school because I did them by hand. I'm just going to make this 8 inches. It's going to, no, that's going to be way too big. Let's just make this 10 inches. I know it's going to be too much. Does this have a right and a wrong side to it? It kind of does have a right and a wrong side, but not really, if that makes sense. Got it. Lisa, you guys win. Five, 6, 7. I'm going to put that at 8. So we're going to do the old flipperoonie. Like I said, this is small, so I don't want the bow to be so big that it's going to overpower it. Does that make sense? So this is 5-inch loops. That would make it 10 inches. So a Lisa bow is, you're going to have 2 loops on one side. And let me move you guys in closer so you guys can see. As I see it's closer to me than it is to you. Here comes the rocky roads again. Got my plant stand there in front too. Whoa! That was really crazy. This is when you wish you do have a Mevo. You just press a little thing and zooms in, zooms out, zooms in, zooms out. Alright, so I'm making a loop on each side. So we're going to have 2 loops on one side. And then we're going to do 2 strangly. Ah, look at that. You guys see that? Look, I could stick my finger through it. They taped it. Look at the difference in color. Can you guys see that? From here to here. Look how dark it is compared to the rest. They overlapped this and kind of glued it. God, that just, you know, it's like you pay for something. Do it right. That's a waste. Okay, but we could still use this piece because I can do this in 2 pieces. All right. So back to the drawing board. So there's going to be my one tail. And this is something so you don't waste your ribbon that you can do. So 6 inches on that side. And we have 6 inches on this side. So later when we cut the bow after we tie it, we're going to take this and we'll cut this back. I'm going to unfold this. This is what's good of having this little thing. I don't know what they call it. The thingamajig. So you can put it in because this ribbon doesn't want to lay flat. Okay. Alright, so we'll pick it up from there. So this is going to be my other tail. So I'm going to have 2 arms like this on this side and 2 loops on this side. So I'm going to put my tail in here, or my loop in there. My tail, right? And here comes my other loop. If I can get this lay right. Oh, look, y'all. See, I always do that with that doggone thing. I know. And it's not just because of Dollar Tree. I mean, all the ribbon companies do that. You know, sometimes you look out and you get a full roll of actually what you paid for. Then, you know, partial roll of something. And I just hate that. Because it's like, you know, you pay for something. Give me all the product that I paid for. Alright, so same thing here. I'm going to cut this off here. And again, once we tie this, we can cut this back. And look, that's all there is. How much was even on this thing? It says 3 yards. Was that 3 yards, really? Good Lord. So I try to keep it on here, mine, because I have all those little boxes with all the extra ribbon. And I was like, and I forget if I have an extra piece of tail that I may need. So I try to keep it on here because that way I'll know if I have it. Does that make sense? I'm going to put a small pin on this. Alright, poof be gone. Dollar Tree ribbon. But it's still pretty. I think I bought this at Halloween time. Alright, so next one we're going to use this one. And like I said, you guys, share the page. Like it, write whatever you want. Just don't write the word share down below. Did you see the Bodabra Genius? Did you see the Bodabra Genius? It's the teeth that hold the ribbon really tight and down. I like having them all of them here. You know what? I have a Pro Bow, 2 Easy Bows, and this. I'm done. Unless it's something really funky and new, then I'm not buying any more bow makers. It's got to really bedazzle me, whatever. Alright, so I'm just going to stick this in. When we cut these, we will cut it so that you can see the ribbon down below. But for now, I like to keep it a little bit longer. So you saw, whoa, get back in the box, Don't be coming out. Not your turn. So you saw, you know, we have the 2 arms and the 2 feet down here. Again, we'll cut this when we finish with the bow, once we tie it all up, right? So we flip this around and we're going to do the opposite now on the other side. So like I said, you could do this with the Easy Bow Maker, or you could do it, you know, with this. Doesn't matter. So I'm just going to go a little bit smaller than what I did before. Yes, please spread the love. Spread it, baby. I like having people in. I like having people. I remember when I first started and I did my very first live, and there was like 3 people on my live, and it was like my daughter, my son-in-law, you know, kind of thing. And that was it. And I was like, okay. And I knew they all couldn't stay, so I didn't even know if they were still on by the end. I didn't know how to read the screens or anything. So I was just like, okay, that was a disaster. But, you know, you work your way, you have fun. And that's what I like to do. I have fun with you guys. I really do. Alright. So, now with this ribbon, you notice the one thing that was kind of good about it, the seine goes across the ribbon rather than this way. Because if I did it this way, it'd be upside down one way, right side up the other way. So this ribbon, it really doesn't matter, which is what's a good thing about it. Because that would be another thing that would drive me crazy. Alright, so let's add in this solid green here. I'm going to flip this baby around again. I don't know why, I just always dovetail to one side, and then when I'm done I do the rest. I don't know. It's a little glitch in my brain, I guess. Alright, so we'll do this one, flip it. And again, just a little bit smaller, you know, whether it's 1 inch, ½ inch, whatever you want to do, it's up to you. It's your bow. And I'm just going here on this one, same thing, flip it. And when I flip, now this ribbon doesn't really have a right upside down or right side up, but I'm just, you know, get used to flipping it up, because the one day you don't flip it is the day it's going to be, whoops. All right. So now that we have this, you can see we have arms, we have legs, and then we have arms again, and then the opposite on the other side. Whoops. And then when you spread your bow out, kind of everything kind of fits in between. I call it like a star. So like, for instance, look at the magnolia ribbon. Oh, magnolia cotton ribbon. It's like 5 pieces to it. So I try to spread it all out, and the same with the next one as I, you know, do it when I fluff my bow. But again, that's just the way I do it. Alright, so let's add a little bit more black in there, and then we'll finish with a little sheer green. And cut that. Oh, that was a wonky cut. Well, that's okay. We're going to cut it later anyway. Alright, so flip it around. I'm trying to look to see if this has a good and a bad side. This really doesn't either. It looks like it could be a little bit more shinier on this side. So we'll just flip that like that. And go around this way on this one. Sally, if you're still on, did your husband come home today? I know you were saying that he might, you know, yesterday he said he might be able to come home. I hope he did. Damon's home. His sister's doing much better compared to what they said, you know, X amount of weeks ago, like, which would have been sad, but she's doing much better. So that's a good thing. Alrighty, so we got the last one in here. Cut my little tail off. Oh, okay, alright. Done with that. I haven't seen that, Tammy. What did I miss? I don't know, y'all are talking. Alright. And let's put, I'm going to put a smaller pin in here. I don't know why I had a big pin in here. Good Lord. Then come right out through like it's stabbing through the body. And then we're just going to finish with, this is a very sheer green. An extra pin here. Get rid of these before these go flying off the table. It'll be like 1 million pickup. Oh gosh, Sally, that's so sad. Well, I hope it all works out. Oh, hit my screen there. Sally, just be positive. Oh, see, I didn't flip it around. You don't have to flip this around, by the way. I just do that. That's just a me thing. Do I want to do this? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Instead of putting another bow on top, you know how you make like the breast cancer ribbons, you know, kind of thing, like this? That's what we're going to do, and put this on the top here. So that way you can see, you know, more of the black, but the green is just enough. So just to give you an idea, it's going to be like that. And then this part here is what we poof out like you would, you know, on a normal bow. You know how you poof out the center. So it may be bigger than what I need as far as that goes, but I can always pull it and make it smaller. He has a pacemaker and, whoa, they can't do an MRI because he has a pacemaker and defibrillator. They wanted to do it, so I don't know what they will decide. Good gosh, Pat. Sally. Well, hopefully they'll make the right decision. All you can pray is that they'll make the right decision. I don't know. Can they do an ultrasound? Does an ultrasound work? I don't know. I don't know all those little gadgets that they have. All right. Hey, Jeannie, how are you? Hey, you know what, Sally? Crying is the best thing. Crying is the best thing, my friend. All right. So that's what the bow is going to look like there. And I think I'm going to use a black pipe. Hey, look. Do I have a black one? Hold on. Now, you know what? I'm going to keep it the brown because all the others are brown. If I do black, it's going to really stand out. Look, Sally, this is my hug. Look, here's, you know who's here to, look. Heather's here to give you a big hug. Can you see Heather? Oops, pipe cleaner went on the floor. I just saw that. So Heather's here, okay? So she's doing a big hug. So we got, well, I got to do this upside down and backwards. So lots of hearts for you, my friend, that he'll be okay. Okay. So you can take your pipe cleaner and you can stick it underneath if you want to as you're doing this. Yep, they're good for the soul, y'all. Sometimes you just need a good cry and then you're good. Let me tell you, with my house, there have been plenty of times. So I'll fill you in on the house detail as we're doing this. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to flip it around so it's on the bottom. And I'm just going to twist tie it. I'm going to give it once and then let the twist tie and keep pinching it and pushing it in and twist the bow. It looks ugly, doesn't it? So Friday, they're tiling the little bench that goes in the shower. And, you know, I'm not paying attention. Now, that's really big, so we'll shorten that up. And I wasn't paying attention. So after the guys left, I went ahead and we're looking around, my husband and I, to see what they did. And I noticed that the hole underneath the bench seems to be a little small, in my opinion. And I was like, what the heck? And so I took out 3 different size bottles of shampoos. I'm doing this without my fluff box because my pipe cleaner is not long enough, mind you. And I put them in there. Now they have not put the tile in, you know, when you think of a cubby, so they haven't tiled the top and the bottom on the side yet. So in doing that, see, Sally, everybody's there to support you. The bottles aren't going in. And I was just like, what the heck? And I said, they didn't design this right. And this is the original contractor, mind you, not the new people, the original contractor. Look what just happened. Wow. Guess what? We're not using black in here. Thank God it was on the bottom. Wow. That kind of sucks. That's what happens when you... Is it the piece that fell on the floor now? Probably. You have to watch some of the ribbon. This is all okay. The other piece fell on the floor. I'll show you what happened if you didn't see it. When I was trying to fluff it out, I heard like a tear. And it literally tore. Look at that. Kind of stinks. Another part of wasted ribbon. What can I say, y'all? Life goes on. Alright, well, I don't know what we'll do with that. Something. But that's okay. My bow doesn't have to be really big. We're going to put some greenery in here and all, so we'll make it the way we want it to be. Alright, I don't know which side I was fluffing out. So we'll just go with it from here. Oh, look. Huh? I was like, why does it keep doing that? God, Carolynne, you're a mess. Good old fixable mess. There we go. Much better. And this one just is going to sit in the middle like that. And the tails would be on each side. So let's see how this looks, y'all. I want it to be on top here. So yes, I'm going to have to make tails there. So let's make one more tail of each color. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to measure this out. This will be easier and faster. Hey, Patricia, how are you? Oh, look, I got all little black dots on me from that ribbon. Little sequence things. All right, so we noticed that with the bathroom on Friday. So, of course, the original contractor, I contacted him and he was like, well, I don't understand. We do a standard size. you know, it should be this. I said, your guy didn't do it, you know. And I sent him pictures. And so I was just like, kind of like really bummed. And my husband and I were just like, you know, we're now entering week 16, which is the end of month 4 of doing this project. And again, it's not the new guys that are doing it. It's all these things that the original contractor did. So it's just frustrating. Don't let me put this upside down again. All right, what's going on? So then they were supposed to drop off. That was a wonky cut on that one. The guy was supposed to pick up the mirrors Friday, and he tells me the size, and I said, you know, that's not going to work because they can't be the same size. And I showed it to him, and he goes, well. So, of course, I emailed, trying to call the old contractor, and he's just like, whoa, you know, and you're like, whatever. Hey, Jan, how are you? Jan, if you go look at my business page, I posted the picture of you with your wreath today. Everybody was complimenting on it, saying what a cool idea you came up with, my friend. Cool idea. Oh, good for you, Patricia. You know, oh my gosh, there was a wreath I came up with an idea for you, and now I got to think of what it was. See, I'm so forgetful. God, Patricia, if I think of it, because I thought it would be perfect for your place up there in Alaska, and now I can't think of what I had in my mind. Okay, I didn't put that in even. You should hire all of us. Yes! The creative people are the best people because they know exactly, they can look at it and it can be done. You hire these, quote, professionals. And I swear to God, he quoted me that again today, that, well, for 15 years, this is what we've done. And I'm like, yeah, but your guy hasn't been working for 15 years, and he doesn't know what he's doing. Let me fix this. Hold on. Because, see, I scrunched it up like that, and it doesn't look good. Thanks, Tammy. Hey, Sharon, how are you? If you're new, type the word alert alive down below, and Rosie, my robot, will be lovely to send you a message in your personal messenger so that you can get notifications when I go live. You can also hit those anywhere on the screen. 3 little buttons will pop up at the top, and you can go ahead and get notifications that way as well. So if Rosie's, you know, out to lunch, getting her hair done, robots get their hair done, you know. And then you can still get notifications. I forgot, I lost my train of thought. Alright, so anyway, so they made that mistake. And he's like, almost like, well, my guys don't make mistakes. And I'm like, I sat last night and I counted 10 mistakes that I know of that his guys have done. Alright, so bow. Small little bow. We don't need it big and gaudy because we're going to put some things in here. Alright. Just a small little one. I thought of putting one on each side, but since I'm putting the, what do you call those, cotton balls in here. So what I want to do is kind of go in between the 2 ribbons so that I'm not, let me fix this one. There we go. You know, so that they both can be seen, so to speak. I called them the shade-free carpets. Yeah. That's basically what it's like. I swear to God. My husband and I are like, this has just drained us so much of just, you know, emotionally. You know, I mean, we sit there, and it's not to say have arguments with each other, but it's just like we get so frustrated. And he says, well, I said, and I'm like, you know, and we're just like, it's not either of our faults, needless to say. I'm going to flip this over, so I may squish everything inside. I want to pull it in behind the rails, needless to say. I'm going to try both rails. I'm not sure if I have to do it on both rails or one rail. We're going to see how this works. Is this my tail? Yep, that's my tail. Put my tail underneath. It's my other tail. Make sure my tails are where I want them to go. Alright. So let's poof out this baby. Now, this baby, I don't want the ribbons to lay more flat like this. I want to use them to be more poofy this way. Is that the good terms there? If not, it's my terms. So I want the bow to stand more three-dimensional on this. So this way instead of laying out this way. Okay, so let's see. So now my tails. That's not my tail that I want. It's the other tail. So what I like to do when I cut my tails on something like this, I look for my two bows and look for my other two tails. I like to go layer by layer because then, again, just me. My tails are only going to be as big as my loop is here. I don't need them anything longer than that. So that's how I do it. You may want to do something different, but the object in the Lisa bow is to see the ones underneath. All right, so that's about even. So my next one is going to be my little green. Whoops, you go there. Where's the green one? Okay, green one goes here. This green one's out. All right, so my next one's what? My green one? Yep, my green one. So we want to cut this so it doesn't go past the loop on that one. So you can fold it, you can cut it however you want. Whatever. Make sure I wasn't cutting that one upside down. That would have been funny. That would have been funny. And just go along and you start cutting your ribbons. Voila. All right, so back to my story. So he couldn't get the mirrors, which I knew were going to be the wrong size. So, of course, you know, I asked the builder to call me, the contractor, and he says he's in a meeting. Whoops, wrong way. And never calls me. So I sent him kind of one of these, I'm going to call it the mothergram, the mother text of like, hey, we've been very patient with you. We've been very generous. You told us it was going to take this time, this last time, and blah, 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 and you have surpassed that. So it was kind of my nice way of saying, we're done with your stories and your lies and everything else. Thank you, Joanne. So today I had to leave to go deliver my wreaths to Miss Jan, and the builder came to the house, and he was texting me, and I was just like, oh, the one time I leave the house in 4 months, the guy shows up at my house. And my husband was here because, you know, he watched the granddaughter. It's like he came in early, my husband home early, and I was just like, oh, good, I'll go now, you know, because I know the builder's not going to come. And he comes. It is what it is. All right, so poof the bow up like this. All right, I'm going to be here again all night poofing. Now let's do some of our greenery stuff. So let me move my hot plate over here closer to us so we can do it. My hot tamale plate. Oops. Okay, hold on. I gotta I always put the cords in the drawer so I don't wind up, I say tripping on them, but you know how that goes. All right, so I have I have a bunch of greenery that I can use. I thought these leaves might be best. I think they'll be best. We'll see. Although I hate it when there's no leaf on the little stick that's supposed to be there. So let's see how this looks. And I'm doing this sitting down. Now I'm just going to kind of stick these in. I know the stem is rather long. To see how I like, well, it'd be a good idea instead of putting it upside down, put it right side up. I kind of like those. What do you guys think? Let me turn it around. I kind of like these leaves. Do you guys like them? Let me get this out of the way. Thanks, Joanne. I think these leaves would be enough with the cotton balls. They're not too big to overpower this, you know, the whole print on this, but I think it would be just now. I had these guys because I thought of the white, but I think they're too light green. I don't think. Ha! Julie, I wish. That is my goal. If I can win. My dad plays the lottery in Florida every single day. And he always says the day he wins, he goes, I will never have to work or do anything again. Of course, I love what I do, so I'm not going to do anything there. But see, this green is too light. So back in the box. I think this should go right here. I think this would be perfect. That's my opinion. God, Patricia, it's going to drive me crazy if I can't think of that what I thought for you. Oh, my God. It's like, can I replay my brain? And okay. So I know you guys are going to see this upside down and backwards a lot because I thought about, well, I could put this on the board behind me. But then you see a lot of my back of my head. So see, I want this to come out down kind of like on an angle, you know, a little bit. And I think these will make it nice and kind of full in there without going so overboard. Yeah, my dad, bless his heart. He's 98 and a half. He'll be 99 in October. Man, I hope I live as long as him. I really do. Oh, I want to live to at least 100 to say I lived a whole century. That would be kind of cool. Okay. So, something along these lines. Okay? So, a little bit of an angle to bring some drama to this. Oh, it's showing the right way to you. But when I turn it, I say upside down and backwards because I'm going to be doing it this way, so you're going to see it upside down. Oh, Tammy, let me just say, The Exorcist is going to come out one day. And he says he's going to be here tomorrow. That's all I have to say. Alright, so I'm going to cut these a little shorter. I'm going to use the bow as my base. I'm going to tuck it in. I'm going to use also the mesh underneath here, the jute, to help secure this. So we're going to start with a small piece, or semi-small, I guess the word would be. And like I said, I'm going to stick it under the bow, and we're going to go from there and figure out. Girl, you've been on here for over this time, and you're going to look, okay, you're good. A little gooier than I want. So I'm bringing this down and underneath and kind of pushing it down on an angle. I do like these leaves. It's the first time I'm using these leaves. I want to give it, I don't know what word you want to call it, just some fullness in there. And then I'm going to bring the cotton balls. The cotton balls out. And can I have them coming down? So we got to start with our base. Let me lift that up there. And you want to make sure when you're putting these in that you kind of wiggle it around some. So I'm bringing it out this way a little bit, and then I'm going to start coming down. So this would be like a longer one I can put in here. A little bit too long. And I'm not using my stem cutter because I'm sitting down. Oh, almost cut my fingers. I just got to make sure I put these right side up. Don't want to have the leaves upside down. And what's cool about these, because of, you know, you can twist the little doohickeys, twist them around. So see how that's coming out? It's adding a little drama. Not real drama, we don't want drama, but just like here. So I see, I know I need to put one here. Looking at it upside down, I can see I need something here. Thought I had 3 of these. Oh, I did use 3. Dog, Carolyn. Yeah, well, you know, oh my gosh. I should use the stem cutter. Why am I doing this to myself? To North Carolina. Oh, yeah, well, Sally's going through a lot. Everybody, you know, My dad lives with my brother, so I'm not worried. So it's all good with him. But, you know, it's just sad that all this hardship has come with all our friends in this community that we all love so much. All right, turn the leaves around so you can see them. We'll fix the bow again for the millionth time after I finally just put that back up there. Oh, I do like this. See? Can you guys see that? Joanne, I got the sign from Christina's Creations. She was doing this, and it was the railing, which was separate, and I put them together. This is wood glued, and then I stapled it going across because it's thin, so I could do that. And then, but Tanya, I don't know if Tanya's still on. She said she has the sign too. So I don't know to say to check Craft Outlet. I don't know if that would be a good place to check because I know sometimes she gets some of the things from there. Or I shouldn't say that because you know, all her things, she gets them from wherever. I'm not, but I mean, everybody, some people have the same exact things as others. So check it out. Check it out. Just, that's all I can tell you. Otherwise, I don't know where the sign came from because I just bought it from her. She was doing one of her live little auction things. And that's how I came across it. Oops, going the wrong way. So here's my little cotton balls. I haven't seen these in a while. I got these like in the fall and I bought a bunch of them. And I've used them over the time. And we're just gonna, I'm not gonna keep that white part, but we're just gonna stick some cotton, some little cotton balls in here, just so that you guys get the gist of it. Oh, I didn't make any wreaths today, Barb. Yes, it is, Jan. It is in my Etsy shop. You will see a picture. It looks like, you know, Georgia with the, what do you call it? With the trees, in there. So this is, like, y'all, this is available in my Etsy shop. The sizing may be off a little bit just because for shipping, and I'll go back and do it because I wasn't quite sure. So I put a size in there just to get an idea, give everybody an idea. Hi, Donna. How are you, my friend? For my personal use to paint and stirs on the back and staples. Wait a minute. For my personal use, I use paint stirs on the back and stabilize the paint stirs. You could, Julie. But see, if you look at this, this is a thicker rail than these. So this part, you know, was made in at least how I thought about it to be like under the sign, to do it rather than attaching it to, you know, like side by side on the bottom. So I did that to give it more stability, and I'm only using the 2 rails to really do it because if I had all 3 of these, it probably wouldn't look right, you know, unless I did it in the middle here. The things, this is my bow, we'll fix that, you know. But, you know, if that works, hey, go for it. This is my first time doing one of these, so I'm new to this craft. All right, so I don't like all those little, even though it's going to be hidden, I just don't like that sticking out. And we may stick one up here, up in here. Oh, I could stick them in here. No, not doing that. All right, so this has a lot of that paper wrapped around it. And so I guess we're going to have some of this white showing. Oh, they're all about the same length now. Okay. So let's just play with these and see how we want these to come sticking out. Now you can stick them in your bow in different places here. It doesn't have to necessarily be all down here. I can stick it up in here if I wanted to, or coming out the side here. I'll probably stick some maybe on this side here a little bit. But right now I want to concentrate on this bottom piece going, you know, the bottom piece coming here. So I do like what that one is. I think I want to keep this a little bit longer, maybe use all 3 of these together. Now these all have wire on them, so I can spread them out. And you don't have to lay it like right on top. You can take your leaves and kind of intermingle it inside the leaves. You know what I mean? So it's not just laying on top, so it's kind of like playing a peekaboo in there. I don't know if you guys can see that. So see, they're kind of playing a peekaboo, and I can spread them out if I want to. Wait, go girl. Oh, you're repairing the bar. Okay. Oops. Alright, so I think I'll do that. So that's where that one's going to go. So let me glue gun that baby. Not glue gun it, but glue dip it. Ooh, my glue's even hotter now. Yay. So I'm going to pick my leaves up a little bit. So it's kind of like underneath and stuck in there. Oh, there goes my dog. I was praying that because the door was open that she wouldn't be barking at all when I was up here. Oh, I like that. It looks floppy because I'm holding it this way, but when you stick it up this way, I know that you can't see it, so I'll try to hold it this way for you. Because this is made to like hang on the wall or door, so that looks cute. So I see, let me pull it back because I'm looking in the thing here. All right, so I know I need something like here. Oh, this one's longer. Well, maybe I could use a shorter one. Let's see. I will use the longer one. Alright. Because there was a hole in the bucket. Dear Liza, dear Liza. Do you guys remember that song? I remember that from, God, grade school. A snap, crackle, pop. That's funny, Sally. Let's show China. Ah, Barb! Hey, I didn't mention, Barb, I'm glad. Barb, are you still running that sale in your shop? Say yes or no. Thank you, guys. This is, like I said, this is my first time doing a rail, so, you know, I'm kind of trial and error with it right now. But I'm having fun with it. Okay, so Barb, if you want to type in comments, Barb, I want to say Bob. Barb Cass is running a sale in her shop, and the sale is to help raise money for Joey, the little boy who's 10 years old from the Lilac Sisters, their grandson who passed away of leukemia. So she's running, oh, thanks, Patricia. Thanks, Cindy. So she's running a sale in her shop, her Etsy shop, her t-shirts, and her supply shop, or her warehouse, however you want to phrase it. And she'll type it in. Oh, okay, Jan. Jan, the easiest thing, you can go on Facebook if you want to do it that way and go to the shop button, Jan. Or you can go to Etsy.com, and then when you go in there, type in NonnasNuttykrafts, and then you'll be able to pull it up. There, okay? Barb, there's BarbsCountriesCreations.com. Barb, put your t-shirts on there. So she's doing, okay. Barb, please write. It's 20%. Is it 20% of the sales or 20% off? Please write it because I will screw it up. She's doing 20% of something. I'm bad. So let me hold this up and see. Wow, you know what? I don't think I want to add any more cotton balls. Maybe. Well, now I say that. Thanks, Tammy. I think I want to stick this little baby in here. I don't know why. Just right here for some reason, I think I need a cotton ball. I think I need a cotton ball right there, y'all. Look, I'm not even wearing my happy fingers today. Woo-hoo, I'm on a roll. Now you can use your ribbon too to help secure it. You can push it through the mesh, which is what I'm trying to do a little bit. There we go. So that it stays right in there. Thank you. You're welcome, Tammy. Just make sure I didn't miss anybody. There we go. I don't know if do I need a cotton ball here? I'll have to look at it in the thing here. When it comes up on here. Because I can see it better on here because it's like I'm looking away. I don't know. I feel I need something here. There you go. Thanks, Barb. Jen, it shows a picture of a scene of like trees, you know, like you're in Georgia, the trees overlying with a fountain. That's the picture it shows. All right, so let me go ahead and I'm going to hang this up here. Let me move this other wreath, and then we can see it as it's actually hanging up. And I can't get past because my glue gun is there. And we got to put a bow on the top part. Oh, this is going to be too low. See if I can twist this. Make it a little bit higher. You guys, this might be a little bit longer than my stand here. Hold on. Let's do some adjusting so you can kind of see it better. Don't forget to move the chair out of your way. Oh, thanks, Tammy. You too, my friend. Thank you for being on tonight. I do appreciate that. Let me move this glue thing out of my way. And let me move this so you guys can see it on the back wall. Now it's low because I only have height. So the flowers are high and I got to crook it. Hold on. Hold on. I crisscrossed it. I don't want it coming off the side of the bin. But that's kind of how it's going to look. I do think I need, you know, oops, wrong way. I think it's just a cotton ball, like right in here. Maybe right behind this black one. I want more cotton balls. Just need a little one. Just one. See, I'm going to put them all away because I only need one. Where is this stuck at? There we go. Yeah, it just needs, look, just something right here. Or a teardrop kind of effect. And once this is kind of in, so if you think of this as being flat up against the door, it will look like that. That's flat. Just to guys give you an idea. Yeah, I think that's where it needs to be. Go right in there. Let me just cut this a little. Still. Be still, my heart. Just tuck them in there. Oh my gosh. Alright. So please bear with. But for my first one, I don't think I did too bad. I think it came out okay. Come in. Where was he? Was he down here? I didn't even glue that one in. Silly me. Just glue it in. Oh my gosh. How funny. How funny. I didn't want my bows to be flat this way. I wanted them to be more this way to give dimension to your wreath. More by this, you know, that it's flat. That's thanks, Janice. That's my little southern flair. I think it came out cute. Hey, now that I've done one, I got the idea. And then next time if I do another one, I can do it with ruffles or with poofs. Where's the other one? The other tail's down there. I think that came out cute. I think this one's a little bit too long though. snip my finger. Goodness. Do it the way I always do it, and I'll make it easier. There we go. Here. I didn't like the way it was cut. Hey, Debbie. How are you, my friend? I love your gourds. All right, y'all. That's my... And I do... Oh, wait. We got to put the bow up here. Now, this is the sheer one. I think I'm going to use the green one, because that will hide the nail more. And this is just a simple bow, y'all. Just a regular bow that you guys would make. Nothing fancy. Just figure out how big you want to make it. It's just a single bow like that kind of thing. And we're going to put it on there. So I'm going to cut this a little bit longer. And I'm going to, I twist tied this to make it so you could see it a little bit better, but it didn't work out as well. So all I'm going to do is take this, and I made it longer. The person, whoever purchases this, can cut it or do whatever. But see, if this was the nail, the idea is to have the bow there so that it would cover it. I'm just making, this is my rabbit ear bow. When I was a kid, that's how I learned to make bows, and I still tie my shoes that way to this day, y'all. I still tie my shoes this way. Oh well, that's the way it goes. So you can just put a little bow up in there, fluff out your bow. And that way when they hang it on the nail, of course it's not going to be a big thing like that, but this would hang in front and kind of cover it. Alright, it's kind of wonky because it's, if I do it like that, might make it better so you guys can see, and I gotta dovetail that. Oh, good night, Janice. That's fine. So guys, that's gonna be it for tonight. So I want to say thanks again for coming into NonnasNuttykrafts, into the Nut House, and I will see you next time making something else. All right, you all have a nice evening and take care. And thanks for all the loves of Sandy. And like I said, look at the pin for Barb is running that sale to raise money for Joey for his family for the funeral and everything. Thanks, Patricia. And as soon as I figure out what I had in mind, Patricia, I will message you. All right, y'all have a nice evening.